G'day. Today we're looking at this Flymo LT125 38 ride-on lawnmower, very similar to the Husqvarna LT125. Now the issue is we've got no brakes. I bought a set of brake pads. We're going to have a look at the caliper and see if we can fix it. On a side note, I'm led to believe that this particular Flymo used to belong to the great Dennis Lilly. So if you are watching Dennis, it's in good hands and we've got plenty of life left in it. Let's get started. We'll get this wheel off and we'll have a look. Okay, first job, we're going to get this wheel off here. We've got a boot that just covers up the clip. So put that boot off. Underneath there we've got an E-clip. And we'll just flick that clip out without losing it. And grab the washer as well. And the wheel should just slide off. They do get a bit seized sometimes, you might need to give them a bit of a whack. Try and pull them off as square as possible. And there is a keyway on here designed to keep the wheel in one spot. There's a pair of washers behind there. We'll leave them where they are. We don't need to go any further than that. Take the wheel off. And the brakes are just in here. Okay, so behind here we do have the brake assembly. This is how it's activated. It's pushed when you push the clutch. It continues until you push hard enough to get the brakes to activate. It's mechanical. We've got a little disc here. It is also imperial. So this nut here is 1/2 inch, and then we've got two 3/8 bolts here. So what we'll do, we'll take off that mechanism with the 1/2 inch, and then we'll remove the caliper with the 3/8 there. Okay, so that's it there. Put these bolts aside. It's a spring there, let's not lose that. And then we have two little dowels that activate the brake, no brake pad. And this is going to need to come off. I imagine we're going to need to pry that off. It looks like it may be a little bit stuck. And there should be another pad behind there, but let's have a look. Okay, to get this off, we're just going to pry it off. It sits on a spline, there's nothing holding it on. We're just going to be careful prying against the aluminium housing. We just want to pry evenly. It's never going to come off if you just pry on one side, because obviously it's just going to jam up. So we'll try as evenly as possible to get underneath it. Just pop it off. There's not much. There it goes. Very good. Lovely. There is a bit of a brake pad behind there. Oh, there it is. It's quite loose. We'll change that as well. The ones I've got look correct, so I'm happy with that. Okay, so we've got our new pads here. They look like this. Here's the bag that came in with the part number. They were 20 bucks, and that's the new one there. Just going to make sure it's going to go in. Make sure there's nothing behind here we don't want to see. Cool. And we go. All right, that's in. We can pretty much put this straight back on. Cool, it's going to run against that pad nicely. All right, I'll get this other pad put into the caliper and we can go ahead and put it all back together. Okay, so we've got the pins out of here. They just slide in the back. Just going to put a little bit of grease on them just so they don't seize up in the environment that they're going to be living in. Chuck them in the back there. A little bit of grease for life. Now, I'm sure there should be some sort of backing plate or something before these pins touch this, but I just don't have one. I don't know if it fell out or whatever in its life, but it's not there. So we're just going to put that brake in there and get on with it, really. Too much grease on my brake pad, huh? Cool, we'll put that back together. I've got a new lock nut there we're going to use, and let's see how it goes. Okay, so now we're just going to put the caliper back on. Like I said earlier, I'm sure this is meant to have a backing plate behind here, but it doesn't. Must have fallen out when it wore down or something, but we're going to put it together without it and see how we go. I'm not going that fast. So that's going to go this way up with a little cutout for the disc. We want to make sure that that's allowing for the disc to put the other output doesn't fit. We've got the long bolt on this side. Make sure we put the spring back over the stud. And we've got this here. Now this goes this way around, just like that. And the little wave will activate the spring for us when it goes through here. And then we've got the bolt. There's another washer actually. There's a washer going there. We've got the bolt here. It goes something like that. Put all that together. This. Cool, we've got a new lock nut we're going to put on there. Alright, just wind the lock nut in here. That's going to be too much. It feels okay. We'll give it a test drive, and if I need to loosen it off, we can. That should work now appropriately. Hopefully we'll get that wheel back on. Let's give it a go. Come to getting the wheel back on, just make sure you've got your key in the middle. If it rides up at the back, it won't go on. You've got your washers here at the back. We've got a washer and the E-clip to go on at the end there. We'll slide that on now. Too easy, isn't it? So on here, and the E-clip goes on there with my appropriate tool. E-clip's on, put our little cover on, and put it down and give it a test drive. See how we go. We do also have a brake adjustment just under here, where we can adjust where the spring will contact the brake. So there should be a gap, so when you push the clutch in, nothing happens. But when you get to a certain point, the spring should push on the brake lever and activate the brake. So that's up to your personal preference where you want it to end up. So that spring should have a small gap just before you hit the brakes. This is like your clutch zone, and then this is the actual brake lever. That's very tight on mine because I've got brand new brakes. So it does move when you push on the foot pedal, and I've got it exactly where I want it. Well, that's it all fixed. Brakes work, I'm happy with that. Now the parking brake works as well, of course, because it's all on the same circuit. Thanks for watching.